Hello. Look at you.
Yeah.
Now this is a pretty big log. This isn't going to fit through my machine.
No, I was just going by. I had to pick this up and take to a guy who was right up the road, and I figured I'd knock the pile down.
Oh, wow.
A week or so ago.
Yeah, so Jesse's feeling sorry for me. He didn't want me getting squashed.
Yeah.
So here he comes. He's going to just pull this load down. So I'm almost through. These are those muddy logs that came in the spring.
Must have figured it out.
Yeah. They're almost gone, and then all the nice ones are right behind it. So this pile, I'm a little risky getting my tractor up there and the log hauler. Jesse's going to pull it down.
Yeah, you're moving right along.
Yeah, we'll stay back here and watch.
All right.
So this is just another day here at the wood yard. I'm making firewood, and you can see how far into this pile I've gotten because it used to come all the way out to here. And these logs at the bottom, you know, they had all that rain washing all that mud off of the logs up above, and these ones on the bottom here really took a lot of mud. Pretty much every log in here is cherry and maple. So Jesse, you can tell those logs that he is taking to the mill up in Middlefield compared to the logs that go into the firewood market. Slightly different diameter. Yeah, well, those cherries grow crooked though, don't they? Yeah, this is a huge help here, guys. Huge help. I just at times wish I had a magic wand. Whew. And I could just wish all of the mud away on these logs. Quite honestly, the finished logs, there's not much mud on them when they come off the machine. It's like it gets knocked off on the live deck with those rollers. And in the way that perfect split works, you know, most of the logs that are, most of the pieces of firewood that come off of them have no bark on them anyways, because they've been pulled off from the inside of that log as they work their way through the perfect split knife. I see that one sticking up in the air is an oak log, and that appears to be from an earlier, look at that touch. Oh, he's got it hooked on a, the old timers call that a school marm tree. That one's still connected. So now those logs that are on top came in on those other loads that are on the back side of the pile, and those are pretty clean, all mud free. When I can get all of these muddy logs processed, the happier I will be. I find it annoying as it comes down the conveyor, and I know the saw, the chain is going to dull a lot faster than what it normally does. There's some nice looking logs there, aren't they? Some of them, that one on top, I wouldn't even cut that in half. I would just lay that whole thing on the live deck. It's amazing what one log, when it lays crooked in that pile, how much it screws everything up. Boy, he is really extended now. Log Hauler Jesse is the master with this machine, isn't he? Everyone hit the thumbs up button for Log Hauler Jesse. Leave your comments down below too, because he reads them. Now see that log? Look how muddy that one is. That one right there. Again, I just see, except for that one oak log, I just see cherry and maple. There's a lot. I've had an abundance of cherry this year. You see, I don't know how it's going to come off on the video of how these logs just crash when they come down. And man, that was on my mind with the my tractor, my little tractor. Underneath it, trying to pick them off the top of the off the pile. But that's a big help. Jesse, thank you for saving me. Why don't you just deliver this one here, leave this one with me, and I'll make it some nice looking firewood.
I think you might turn it into something by your retirement.
Yeah, gee whiz. This is an oak log, right?
Pin oak, yeah.
What do you think that thing weighs? Your crane was able to pick that up?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I don't know, 8,000.
You think 8,000 pounds?
I couldn't lift it over the stakes. Circo 8,500, that's what it means. It's 8,500 pounds it's supposed to be able to pick up. But you can get a lot more than that if you pick one end up and then pick the other end up. So
maybe when it was new, huh?
No. They make a 10.5 now.
All right.
But it's a Circo 8,500. That's what it's rated to lift. But the more you rev the motor up, the more you can pick up. But I was able to pick it right up too. So
oh wow.
I'd say 8,000, I guess, just as a guess.
So I'm just going to peek up here. You can see his full load. So explain this load to us. Is this from a logging site, or is this residential wood, or what would you say this is?
These are yard trees. Somebody did a tree service job, and the guy that I know got the trees for free, and he just needed me to deliver them over to his place. He's going to come and cut them up for firewood.
So these are not going to the mill.
Nah, this one could, but it's a blocking log, so really wouldn't pay a lot. For one log to drive to the mill, you got my trucking, my time. If he decides he doesn't want to do it, I do that, but I figured he's probably just going to cut it up.
And then residential wood brings a different problem, doesn't it? Yeah. With nails.
People like to hang things on their trees.
Yeah, clotheslines, eye bolts, and
all. Do not enter. Do not trespass.
Do not cut this tree down.
Fence lines.
Yeah. So you're saying even though I guess that's a pin oak, so it's not highly regarded for lumber like a red or a white.
For its size, it would pay all right. I don't see any blue. A lot of times you'll see, especially on pin oaks, it'll light up like a blue oxidized color. And normally what you'll do is if you want to take that into the mill, you'll keep cutting until you get above the blue. That means basically anything below there normally is where the metal's at.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, it's a nice log, but it's actually pretty easy splitting if you can noodle it down.
Yeah, this would be. You would have enough noodles for the rest of your life with this thing here. Good heavens.
It's a nice kindling wood.
Yeah, I have seen oak when I work with it, like if you hit it with an axe or a maul, as soon as that steel hits it, it turns
like a force field.
Yeah, there's like a purplish color that comes out of it. So I would imagine like bullets and other kind of steel would show up in these.
Like even when they pull with the dozer, a lot of times this will hit the back and it'll discolor it also because of the iron. But no, it's a pretty decent log. If he decides he doesn't want to split it up, I'll take it to a mill, but it'll most likely be turned into like tie logs, which are railroad ties, or pallets. It's a real dark oak.
I think this load demonstrates the difference between how much money you can make on a load versus firewood.
This is a small load also. That one there, that's hard maple. That's a pretty good log. I might, take that in for him and see.
Yeah.
Because hard maple will pay a lot more than the pin oak. If it was red oak, it'd be different. It would pay better. But pin oak, like I said, it's more ties and that. So.
But you can have this truck loaded in no time when you just got big logs like this, right?
Yeah.
Versus these gangly, twisted firewood logs.
Poles, yeah, well, it's, say 85 compared to 25. So that's 60 more times I got to pick stuff up unless I get 2 at a time. But when I do that, you know, a lot of times when you got firewood, you can swat yourself. I said this was a nice, easy load.
Yeah.
You know, just back in the driveway, and that was it.
And for you and your profit, you charge the same by the load, right? So
yeah, it's by,
from there it's a matter of how quick you can get it loaded and unloaded.
Yeah, for me, basically, if it's within, I think it's 20 miles, I have a set rate. And then, you know, if I got to sit there and mess with it for a half hour, I got to get my time out of that. But normally, you know, it's like, I think it's 250 is my base rate. I try to.
Yeah.
You know, if it's 3 miles, I try to make a deal. But, you know, if it's 3 miles uphill both ways through a mud pile, then it's a little different.
All right. So how has your truck been running, Jesse?
It's still on the road.
Yeah. No
Just
major
in between breaking things. That's all.
no major downtime since we've seen you last.
No, I got a couple issues. I think I'm gonna send it to somebody and let them have a headache with it.
Okay. I thought maybe you were going to trade in your truck for that firewood processor and just begin a career in split firewood.
Yeah, that would be stupid. I'd have to hire somebody to bring the firewood.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, you know, there's a lot of competition around here. I'm just saying, a lot of quality firewood processors and world-class firewood delivery services around here. I'm just saying.
It is the hub of the world, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for this.
Yeah.
This is a big deal. And it's scary when you got that little tractor and you're reaching way up there to try to pull those logs are not forgiving.
You gotta put your safety glasses on and your hard hat.
Yeah. Well, I did wear a hard hat because one of these logs fall down and hit me on the head. I want to be protected.
Make sure your seat belted in so you can't get out of the way.
Right. All right. Well, I want to thank you for coming, and we'll stay back and get out of your way. And you got to head on down the road.
Yeah, nice easy day for me today.
All right. And just like that, and just like that, he is in and out of our lives. That was a big deal, man. This log pile, I don't know, that was just the way they were laying, and I was pulling them out, and it was getting scary. I was coming in from the side this way and was knocking them down, but they were just the way they were. It was just not safe. And I had met when we were running that when he was running that Cord King. There he goes. When he was running that Cord King up at his dad's place, I had mentioned that. He said, he says, I'll just stop by here and pull these down. I just happened to be here. He has the combination to the lock, and we're looking good now. So what I was doing, guys, I am getting the live deck loaded. I just ran a load of cherry. I got so much cherry firewood right now, and this is pretty much all cherry too. There is one maple log on it, and it's this last one. I put it on last, so after I'm done running all the cherry, I may just lay that one or leave that one on the table and run it on a later load, and we'll get all of this firewood made, man. 405 is working great. The temperature has broken, it's cooled off. It's just bright and sunshiny though. And the tractor is, it runs fine. The DeWalt is working good. I don't know, guys, it's just nice. And I don't know, I don't reminisce or anything that much about my old career. I'm doing what I like to do, guys. Firewood and YouTube, talking to you guys, hanging out with you guys, and being a world-class firewood delivery service. It is a lot of fun. Just looking at all these logs. You think you have a lot of them, but man, they go fast, and the 405 eats them up fast. And then we got to get them stacked, and then that's where I dump all the waste down in that corner. All right, guys, I hope everyone has a great day.